All right, you guys, it is 6 o'clock. We are going to go ahead and get started. So today's workout is still total body. We're going to have some timed intervals, very much like the timing from our last workout. So we're going to be working for 45 seconds on, 15 seconds off. We're going to go through 4 blocks total. You guys are going to need 1 heavyweight dumbbell. You're going to need 2 medium weight dumbbells and then 2 lightweight dumbbells. And then we'll go ahead and get started with our warm up today. So we're going to start with that body weight squat, just heavy in the heels, coming up and squeezing those glutes at the top. So here we go in 3, 2, and 1. So nice and quick here. Just getting nice and warmed up. Go ahead and use those arms as much as possible, just because we will be, doing the total body. Nice job, you guys. Couple more here, and then we're going to go into that hip hinge. We're going to bring it down to those shins, into that squat. Bring that right arm up, left arm up, and then stand. We'll go through a couple of these. Nice job. All right, one more here. And then we're going to go into that side lunge, sitting back in that hip, using those arms the entire time. We'll start with this, just kind of that front arm swing. And then we're going to bring the arm across our body. So here, bring that arm across. A little bit of rotation here. And that core. Nice job. One more here. All right, we're going to go into that reverse lunge. Bring those arms up, and you're going to rotate to that front leg. Keep that core nice and tight. Take your time on these. Nice job. We're going to go into that plank walkout. Hinging at the hip here. Walk it down. Bring that right leg up. You're going to twist, rotate, reach for the ceiling. Come on back up. And then we're going to go down to that left side. We're going to twist and rotate there. Walk it up. We'll do that one more time on both sides. Last one here. All right, you guys, bring it on up. All right, we're going to go through 2 exercises for the first block. We'll be alternating between the 2. The first one's going to be that goblet squat. You're going to take that heavyweight dumbbell. Feet are facing forward. Dumbbell is close to your chest. And all we're going to do is sit back in those heels, coming up, squeezing at the top here, and making sure we're not pushing our hips forward, making sure we come up and stay nice and straight with that squeeze with those glutes. And then we're going to go into a side lunge with a single arm press. So 1 medium weight dumbbell here, just like in our warm up. You're going to come to the side, sit back in that hip, and then you're going to come back up for that single arm press. Okay. So we're going to be alternating sides. Okay. So then you're going to switch arms and you're going to bring it up, single arm press for 45 seconds. So we're going to start with that goblet squat. Go ahead and grab that heavyweight dumbbell. 45 seconds on in 3, 2, and 1. Bring it down. Keep your chest nice and proud. Just looking straight ahead here. Really focusing on that glute as you come down in that imaginary chair and then squeezing. We're over halfway, well over halfway here. 10 more seconds left. And then we're going to have that nice little break. Bring it down in 3, 2, and 1. Awesome work, you guys. Grab that medium weight dumbbell. We're going to go into that single arm lateral lunge. We're going to go alternating sides. Here we go in 3, 2, and 1. Sitting back in that hip, bringing it up, switching, putting that dumbbell up, lateral lunge, and then press, okay? So a little bit of that switch here in the middle, which is actually working that bicep a little bit too. Sneaking that one in on you guys here. We're halfway. Nice job. We got this. Last one here. Bring it up, side lunge, and then press. Awesome work. Let's grab that heavyweight dumbbell. We're going to go back into those goblet squats. We have about 5 more seconds here in this break. Here we go in 3, 2, and 1. Sitting back, squeeze. Looking straight ahead. Nice big breath here. Those are probably starting to sweat a little bit. We're halfway. Couple more seconds here. Hang in there. Bring it down in 3, 2, and 1. Awesome job, you guys. We're going to go back into that single arm press, grabbing that medium weight dumbbell. I'll start with that right side. Nice big deep breath here. Here we go in 3, 2, and 1. Sitting back in that hip. Single arm press. Switch sides. Nice job. Switch sides. Almost messed up on that one. All right. We are halfway here. This one involves a lot of coordination, which obviously I don't have a whole lot of that morning. All right. Couple more here. We got this. Last one. All right, bring it down. We're going to go back into that goblet squat. One more time here. Let's get ready. Sitting back in those heels in 3, 2, and 1. Keep your chest proud. We're halfway, you guys. Hang in there. Nice job. Couple more seconds. Bring it down in 3, 2, and 1. Awesome work. We're going to go into those side lunges one more time. We're going to start on that right side. Here we go. In 3, 2, and 1. Sitting back in that hip. Bringing that dumbbell up. Switching arms here. Switching arms. Nice job. We're halfway here. Nice job, you guys. Bring it down in 3, 2, and 1. Awesome work. We are done with that first block. We're going to go into our second block. Same exact thing as far as timing goes. 45 on, 15 off. We're going to be working our bicep and our tricep in this block. So you're going to take those medium weight dumbbells and we're going to go into the bicep curl. So feet are facing forward, slight bend in those knees, shoulders are rolled back and down, and you're going to go bring those bring those dumbbells up nice and slow on the way down. So it's a 1 count up and a 3 count down on that bicep curl. Then we're going to get rid of that weight. We're going to take that 1 medium weight dumbbell and you're going to bring it over your head, slight bend in those knees. You're going to bring that dumbbell down into that 90-degree angle here. And you're going to keep your elbows tucked in close to those ears. So you don't want to bring it out like this, okay? You want to keep it nice and tight here. That way we're going to hit that tricep when we bring that dumbbell straight up. We're going to go in about 5 seconds. Let's grab that medium weight dumbbell, you guys. Nice and slow on these. Shoulders roll back and down, slight bend in those knees. Here we go in 3, 2, and 1. Elbows are tucked in, core is engaged. 3 count down, 1 count up. Nice job, you guys. We're halfway. Make sure that you're not using a lot of momentum here. You're keeping your core nice and tight. My upper body's not moving back and forth. It's just my arms. Couple more. Bring it down in 3, 2, and 1. Drop that 1 dumbbell. We're going to go into that tricep, overhead tricep extension. Bringing that dumbbell up and over our head, slight bend in those knees. Here we go in 3, 2, and 1. Again, nice and slow on the way down. So 3 counts down, 1 count up. We're just holding that time under tension, which just makes the exercise that more effective. Nice work, you guys. You should feel that right there in that tricep. We are halfway here. Big deep breath. We got this. Triceps are burning right now. Couple more seconds. Bring it down in 3, 2, and 1. Awesome work. Shake it out here. We're going to go back into that bicep curl. 10 seconds. Let's get ready. Here we go in 3, 2, and 1. Nice and slow. Don't forget to track your weight that you're using in your trackers, because we will revisit all these exercises in the next phases of this program, and you guys will be going up in weight. Okay, we're halfway. Nice job, nice job. Hang in there, a couple more. This is when it gets tough, and this is where all of that change is going to happen. Bring it down in 3, 2, and 1. Awesome job. We're going to go back into that overhead tricep extension. 3 counts on the work, 1 count on the recovery. Here we go in 3, 2, and 1. Elbows are tucked in. My core is engaged. Nice job, you guys. We're halfway. You should be feeling this. If you're not feeling this in your triceps right now, I do want you to just stop what you're doing and grab a heavier weight. Bring it down in 3, 2, and 1. All right, you guys, shake it out. I don't know about you guys. I need to shake it out. Arms are dying. All right, last time here. Bicep curl. Here we go in 3, 2, and 1. Nice work, you guys. We're almost halfway here. This is where it should start to get difficult. Ten seconds left. Bring it down in 3, 2, and 1. Awesome work. All right, we're going into that overhead tricep extension. This is our last time here. Let's bring that dumbbell up, sliding in those knees. Here we go in 3, 2, and 1. Work, you guys. We're gonna be feeling this in about 2 days. We're halfway. Nice job. Bring it down in 3, 2, and 1. Awesome work. All right. Done with block number 2, on to block number 3. This one, we're going to go through 3 exercises. We have a chest press, we have a chest fly, and then we have a dumbbell pullover. So we'll be down on our mat for all 3 of these. For your chest press, you're going to grab that medium weight dumbbell. You're going to keep that back nice and flat to the mat. For this one, I'm going to have you bring your legs up into that tabletop position. Your elbows are not going to touch the ground when you come down for that chest press, okay? The second one is the chest fly. You may have to lighten the weight up a little bit on these. Your feet are going to come down to the mat. Palms are facing each other. Slight bend in that elbow. And you're going to bring those dumbbells down. And then you're giving that big bear hug at the top. And then that dumbbell pullover, you're going to grab that heavy weight. And we're going to bring it up over our head. Back stays nice and flat. And you're going to bring that dumbbell up and over, making sure your back stays nice and flat. Okay. We're going to be working through 3 sets of each one before we move on. Okay. So chest presses first, feet come up, and we're going to drive those dumbbells straight up. Our back stays nice and flat. And again, just time under tension here, nice and slow on the way down, and then 1 count on the way up. We're halfway here. Really focusing on keeping that back nice and flat. Couple more seconds. Bring it down in 3, 2, and 1. Just put these dumbbells to your side. We're going to breathe here. We're going to go back into that chest press. So you guys do get a full 15-second recovery here without moving around. All right, let's grab those dumbbells and bring them back up. Here we go. In 3, 2, and 1. We're pressing. Let's not let those elbows touch the ground. Then slow on the way down. We're halfway. Pay attention to your back. Make sure it's not rounding out. Nice job, you guys. Bring it down in 3, 2, and 1. Dumbbells come down to that side. Nice little rest here. 15 seconds. Catch your breath. We have one more set of this chest press before we move on. All right, you guys, here we go. Let's bring them up in 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. We're halfway, you guys. This is where it should start to get pretty challenging. If it's not challenging for you and you feel like your form is perfect, you should absolutely start adding a little bit of weight. I know we're only in the first phase, but we do still want to have that progression here. Bring it down in 3, 2, and 1. Okay, we are done with that chest press. The next one's going to be that chest fly. So you're going to grab lighter weights here. All right, this one, your feet are going to be flat on the mat. Palms facing each other, sliping in that elbow. We're going to bring those dumbbells down and we're squeezing. Nice and slow on the way down. Time under tension. Make sure your back stays pressed against the mat. We're halfway. Bring it down in 3, 2, and 1. Just let those dumbbells come to your sides here. Rest 15 seconds. And we're going to go right back into that chest fly. We are on our way here. Here we go. In 3, 2, and 1. This exercise is really good for us women. This helps the chest muscles. We are halfway here. Bring it down in 3, 2, and 1. Awesome work, you guys. 15 seconds of rest, and we're going to go right back into that last set of these chest flies. Here we go. In 3, 2, and 1. Bring it down. Nice big breath here. Nice job. We're halfway. Couple more seconds here. Bring it down in 3, 2, and 1. Awesome work. All right, we are on to that dumbbell pullover. We're going to grab that heavier weight dumbbell. Keep that back nice and flat to your mat. Here we go. In 3, 2, and 1. Dumbbell comes over your head. Arms stay nice and straight. Elbow is soft, but your arms are still straight, and you're bringing it all the way down as far as you can, squeezing your core. We're halfway. Nice work, you guys. Bring it down in 3, 2, and 1. All right, dumbbell comes to your side. Nice little break. We're gonna go right back into that pullover. After this exercise, we only have 1 block left. All right, you guys, here we go. In 3, 2, and 1. Really focusing on that core. When you pull that dumbbell up and over, take the attention off of your shoulders and your chest and put it to your core. We're halfway. And that will really engage your core and just kind of make that exercise so much more effective. Bring it down in 3, 2, and 1. All right, we're resting 15 seconds. One more time here. And then we won't be able to feel our arms for the rest of the day. All right, here we go. In 3, 2, and 1. We're halfway. Nice work, you guys. Bring it down in 3, 2, and 1. Awesome work. Okay, last block. We have 4 minutes of work, 30 seconds on one exercise, 30 seconds on the second exercise. We're gonna have 2. It's gonna be that plank, so we're gonna hold that plank. Okay, elbows are directly below my shoulders. Body is nice and straight. We're gonna hold that for 30 seconds. And then we're just gonna come down to the mat, drop it down, and we're gonna go into that Superman. And we're just gonna bring our hands and our feet up, squeezing those glutes for that Superman for 30 seconds. So we have 4 minutes total. Grab a drink of water here. We have a little bit of time, and we're gonna go through 4 minutes straight, and then we are done with our workout for today. All right, you guys. We're gonna go in 20 seconds. So if you feel like you need to take a break during this 4 minutes, take it and then get right back into the exercise, okay? Because sometimes you just need to take that little second of a break to just kind of reset and refocus into that working exercise. You are a lot stronger than you think you are. Here we go. In 3, 2, and 1. Up in that plank, elbows are directly below my shoulders. And keep your booty nice and low here. And breathe through it. Squeeze that core, keep that belly button engaged and tucked into that spine. 8 more seconds, and we're going to drop it down into that Superman. Bring it down and right into that Superman. So hands and feet come up, and I'm looking straight down to my mat. Eight more seconds. And then we're gonna go right back up into that plank. In 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Breathe through it. Booty's nice and low. Looking straight down to my mat. I'm gonna go back into that Superman in 3, 2, and 1. Drop it down, hands and feet. Squeeze those glutes. Back up into that plank in 3, 2, and 1. Making this nice smooth transition into that plank. Hope you guys are all doing well with your nutrition. Just making those little tiny changes makes a huge difference. I have really tried to clean up my diet over the last few days, and I do feel a difference for sure. All right, let's bring it down in 3, 2, and 1. Back into that Superman. It's so easy to get into a bad habit, and it's so hard to get out of them, but I always feel like if you just can get through a couple of days, it does get a little bit easier to make those changes. All right, let's go back up into that plank. And trust me, I have a lot of bad habits that I always am going back and forth with. I like to eat popcorn at night. I like to eat cookies. I go through my phases of my bad things, right? And we just have to get rid of them, and then they're done. All right, you guys, we're gonna bring this down in 3, 2, and 1. Last time here in this Superman, and then we are ending this workout. Hope you guys all were able to download that ebook and read that. Lots of good information in there. 10 more seconds. Bring it down in 3, 2, and 1. Nice work, you guys. We're just gonna sit back in our heels here, and we're gonna stretch out that low back and stretch out those hip flexors, looking straight down to the mat. Let's bring it down to your mat, and then we're gonna bring it up into that cobra. You know, I've been thinking a lot more about doing yoga lately. I am not a big yoga fan. Not that I don't think it's great. I just have never been somebody who does yoga. Let's bring it back. And I keep telling myself that I need to do yoga. Just think, if I do yoga, then maybe I could like do a yoga class online. I feel like that would be like comical. Me teaching yoga, I feel like I would be probably really not that good at that. Let's bring it back. All right, we're gonna flip over here. But if any of you guys are really into yoga, I'd love to hear how you like it. Bring that right leg up. You know, as I get older, I feel like I need to be just more kind to my body. Let's bring that right leg over, right arm out to the side. My knee has been bugging me, so that has me very concerned. I'm trying to be smart, you know. Let's bring that left leg up. If I was young, I would just ignore it. But as I get older, you know, things don't just go away. Bring that left leg over. I've been seeing a chiropractor. I don't know if you guys ever go to a chiropractor, but I had my neck adjusted for the first time ever in my life, and it was just such an experience. Let's come on up. I mean, it was like amazing, but it was like, whoa, crazy. Bring that right arm over your body. So if you guys have ever done that, I would love to hear your experience with that too, because that was just crazy. How much that can just make you feel better and getting things aligned. You know, I've been running my whole life, so my hips were really out of whack. So hopefully I'll just start feeling way better, right? Bring that arm back. Again, just making those little tiny adjustments and little tiny changes can make such a big difference. We're gonna bring that foot up into that dorsal flex position. We're gonna sit back here and hinge in your hip and just get that hamstring stretch. And then in your trackers, in your habit trackers, let's switch sides. You can change any of those habit goals. So if you look at those and you're like, yeah, those don't really pertain to me, you can absolutely just delete those and change them. You just can't change the checkbox because that is all aligned to give you that percentage. But definitely change them up. Let's grab that left foot, knee comes down to the mat. And let me know what you guys think about the tracker and the delivery of how the materials came with this new program, because it's different. And, I just always like to have that feedback. With each phase, you guys will be getting a new tracker, and you could definitely keep those. You'll always have access to all the links and everything. They'll always be in there. And then you'll also have a very new ebook with different topics. So you'll have like a nice little set of like a good program when this is all done, and then you could save it and you could do it whenever you want. Do it twice. All right, you guys, have a wonderful day. Thank you guys for showing up this morning. We're missing Candace. She's usually on in the mornings. I'm gonna have to give her a little message here. I will see you guys next week online, but you guys do have workouts. So make sure you're looking at that cardio portion. You guys still have a strength training one tomorrow, which is going to be, it's on that video. It's already in there for you. So have a wonderful day and keep making those small changes. Thank you.